Imagine a nation at a standstill, its heartbeat muffled, its energy stifled. The once vibrant streets, now eerily quiet, tell a story of a country brought to its knees by an invisible force. This is the reality for millions in Nigeria, a country grappling with a relentless fuel crisis. Long queues snake around, filling stations with people waiting for hours, sometimes even days, just to get a few liters of fuel. The scarcity has led to frustration and desperation as people struggle to go about their daily lives. The lifeblood of its economy, the fuel that powers its industries and transports its people, has become a source of immense hardship. Factories stand idle, their machinery silent, as the fuel needed to run them becomes increasingly scarce. Public transport, a vital artery for millions, has come to a near halt, with buses and trucks parked, waiting for the elusive fuel. From the bustling streets of Lagos to the rural communities in the north, the lack of affordable fuel has brought daily life to a grinding halt. In cities, the usual hustle and bustle have been replaced by a sense of unease, as people wonder how long this crisis will last. In rural areas where access to fuel is even more limited, the impact is even more severe, affecting everything from farming to basic transportation. The familiar hum of generators, a constant reminder of Nigeria's unreliable power grid, has been replaced by an eerie silence in many homes and businesses. Generators, once a lifeline during frequent power outages, now sit unused, as the fuel to run them becomes prohibitively expensive. This silence is a stark reminder of the broader energy challenges facing the nation. The vibrant markets, usually teeming with traders and customers, now bear a subdued air, with many stalls closed and prices soaring due to the high cost of transportation. Traders, who rely on daily sales to make a living, find themselves struggling to cope with the reduced foot traffic and increased costs. The ripple effects of the fuel crisis are felt in every corner of the economy, from the smallest market stall to the largest business. The fuel crisis has cast a long shadow over Nigeria, affecting every aspect of life, from the economy to education, from healthcare to basic survival. Schools, unable to afford the fuel needed for transportation and power, have seen attendance drop. Hospitals, already stretched thin, struggle to provide care without reliable power and transportation. Farmers, who depend on fuel for their equipment, face the prospect of reduced yields and increased hardship. Workers across all sectors find themselves waiting, hoping for a resolution that seems increasingly distant. This is not merely a story about fuel shortages. It's a story about a nation's struggle for survival, a testament to the resilience of its people, and a call for urgent action to address the root causes of this crisis. Families gather to discuss how to stretch their limited resources. Communities come together to find collective solutions, and individuals show remarkable determination in the face of adversity. The fuel crisis is a symptom of deeper issues, including economic mismanagement, corruption, and a lack of investment in infrastructure. Addressing these root causes is essential for Nigeria to move forward and ensure a brighter future for its people. The resilience and ingenuity of Nigerians offer hope, but without meaningful change, the nation remains on hold, waiting for the promise of a better tomorrow. To understand the depth of this crisis, one must first understand the pivotal role of fuel in Nigeria. Fuel is not just a commodity here, it is the lifeblood of the nation, driving everything from transportation to electricity generation. The daily lives of millions of Nigerians are intricately tied to the availability and affordability of fuel. Without it, the country would come to a standstill, affecting not just the economy, but the very fabric of society. As Africa's largest oil producer, Nigeria possesses vast reserves of crude oil, a resource that has been both a blessing and a curse. These reserves have the potential to transform the nation into an economic powerhouse, yet they have also brought about numerous challenges. The oil fields of the Niger Delta are a testament to Nigeria's wealth, but they also highlight the environmental and social issues that come with oil extraction. Pollution, displacement of communities, and conflicts over resource control are just a few of the problems that have arisen. While oil exports have generated significant revenue for the nation, they have also led to an overdependence on this single commodity, leaving the country vulnerable to global price fluctuations and internal mismanagement. The Nigerian economy, heavily reliant on oil, experiences booms and busts in tandem with the global oil market. When prices are high, the economy flourishes, but when they plummet, the effects are devastating. This volatility has made long-term economic planning difficult and has stunted the growth of other sectors. For decades, Nigeria's oil industry has been plagued by corruption, inefficiency, and a lack of investment in refining capacity. Corruption has siphoned off billions of dollars that could have been used to develop infrastructure and improve the lives of ordinary Nigerians. Inefficiency in the sector has led to frequent fuel shortages, even as the country sits on vast oil reserves. The lack of investment in refining capacity means that Nigeria has to export crude oil and import refined products, a costly and inefficient process. This unfortunate combination has resulted in a cruel irony: a nation rich in oil resources forced to import refined petroleum products at exorbitant costs. The high prices at the pump are a daily reminder of this paradox. Nigerians pay more for fuel than they should, and this cost is passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices for goods and services. The economic burden is felt most acutely by the poor, who spend a significant portion of their income on energy. The fuel that powers Nigeria's vehicles, businesses, and generators is often not produced within its own borders, making it subject to global market forces and supply chain disruptions. This dependence on imported fuel makes the country vulnerable to international events that can disrupt supply chains. When there are disruptions, the effects are immediate and widespread, leading to long queues at gas stations, blackouts, and a slowdown in economic activity. This dependence on foreign refineries has left Nigeria at the mercy of international events, such as the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, which has sent global fuel prices soaring. The conflict has disrupted global supply chains, leading to shortages and price hikes. For Nigeria, this means higher costs for imported fuel, which in turn drives up the cost of living. The ripple effects are felt throughout the economy, from transportation to food prices. However, the roots of Nigeria's fuel crisis run deeper than geopolitical events. They are embedded in the very structure of the country's oil industry and its governance. The historical context is crucial to understanding the present situation. Decades of mismanagement, lack of transparency, and corruption have created a system that benefits a few at the expense of the many. The oil pipelines that crisscross the Nigerian landscape are not just conduits for oil, they are symbols of a system that has failed to deliver on its promise. They are intertwined with decades of systemic issues within the country's oil sector, a sector that has long been shrouded in opacity and plagued by allegations of corruption and mismanagement. Efforts to reform the sector have been met with resistance from powerful interests that benefit from the status quo. Transparency initiatives have been launched, but their impact has been limited. The challenge is not just to fix the technical issues, but to address the underlying governance problems that have allowed these issues to persist. The human cost of this crisis is immense. Communities in the Niger Delta have borne the brunt of oil spills and environmental degradation. Their livelihoods based on fishing and farming have been destroyed. Local activists have been vocal in their demands for justice and compensation, but their voices are often drowned out by the powerful oil interests. The social fabric of these communities has been torn apart, leading to conflicts and a sense of hopelessness. Despite these challenges, there is hope. Nigeria has the potential to diversify its energy sources and reduce its dependence on oil. Renewable energy projects, such as solar and wind, are being developed across the country. These projects not only provide a sustainable source of energy, but also create jobs and stimulate local economies. The transition to renewable energy is not just an environmental imperative, it is an economic necessity. The future of Nigeria's energy sector lies in innovation and diversification. The country's youth are at the forefront of this transformation, driving technological advancements and creating new business models. Startups in the energy sector are developing solutions that are tailored to the unique challenges of the Nigerian context. These innovations have the potential to revolutionize the way energy is produced and consumed in the country. Policy reforms are also crucial. The Nigerian government has recognized the need for a comprehensive energy policy that addresses both the supply and demand sides of the equation. International cooperation and investment are essential to support these efforts. By working with global partners, Nigeria can leverage expertise and resources to build a more resilient and sustainable energy sector. Ultimately, the goal is to ensure that all Nigerians have access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy. This is not just about economic growth, it is about improving the quality of life for millions of people. Clean energy solutions can provide electricity to remote areas, power schools and hospitals, and reduce the environmental impact of energy production. The benefits are far-reaching and transformative. The journey to energy independence and sustainability is long and challenging, but it is a journey that Nigeria must undertake. The potential rewards are immense: a more stable economy, a healthier environment, and a brighter future for all Nigerians. By addressing the root causes of the fuel crisis and embracing innovation and reform, Nigeria can turn its oil wealth into a catalyst for positive change. The fuel that fires a nation is not just oil, it is the determination and resilience of its people. Together, they can overcome the challenges and build a future that is powered by sustainable and equitable energy solutions. The current fuel crisis in Nigeria is not merely a crisis of scarcity, it's also a crisis of trust. This dual crisis has deep roots, stretching back decades, and is a reflection of systemic issues that have plagued the nation for years. The scarcity of fuel is a visible symptom of a much larger problem, one that encompasses governance, economic management, and social equity. For years, Nigerians have endured the bitter reality of living in an oil-rich nation, yet facing chronic fuel shortages and price hikes. This paradox is not lost on the citizens who see the wealth generated from oil exports but do not feel its benefits in their daily lives. The long queues at fuel stations, the endless waiting with jerry cans in hand, and the constant anxiety about fuel availability have become a part of everyday life for many Nigerians. This stark disconnect between the country's vast oil wealth and the daily struggles of its citizens has eroded public trust in the government's ability to manage this vital resource. The frustration is palpable on the streets, where people struggle to get fuel, and in the protests where citizens voice their anger and disappointment. The government's promises of improvement have often fallen short, leading to a growing sense of disillusionment and skepticism. The recent removal of fuel subsidies, a move intended to address the government's dwindling finances, has further exacerbated the crisis and deepened public anger. The decision was presented as a necessary step to stabilize the economy, but for many Nigerians, it felt like a betrayal. The sudden spike in fuel prices has had a ripple effect, increasing the cost of transportation, goods and services, and putting additional strain on already tight household budgets. While the government argues that subsidies were unsustainable and benefited a select few, the sudden removal of this financial cushion has left millions of Nigerians reeling from the sharp increase in fuel prices. In marketplaces across the country, people discuss the rising costs and their impact on daily life. Families worry about how they will afford to get to work, keep their businesses running, and provide for their children. The sense of uncertainty and fear is widespread. The impact of this policy shift is felt most acutely by the poorest and most vulnerable segments of society, who rely on affordable fuel for their livelihoods, transportation, and access to basic necessities. Public transport operators, street vendors, and small business owners are among those hardest hit. They depend on fuel to power their vehicles and generators, and the increased costs are often passed on to consumers, further exacerbating the economic strain on ordinary Nigerians. The removal of subsidies without adequate social safety nets or alternative measures to mitigate the impact on ordinary citizens has been widely criticized as a hasty and ill-conceived decision. In town hall meetings and community gatherings, citizens voice their concerns and frustrations. They question the government's priorities and demand more thoughtful and inclusive policies that take into account the needs of the most vulnerable. The fuel crisis has become a lightning rod for public discontent, exposing the deep-seated frustration and anger at the government's handling of the economy and its perceived insensitivity to the plight of ordinary Nigerians. Protests have erupted in various parts of the country, with citizens demanding accountability and change. The media coverage of these events highlights the widespread dissatisfaction and the urgent need for solutions. This crisis is not just about fuel, it's about a fundamental breach of trust between the government and the governed. The erosion of trust is a serious issue that goes beyond the immediate economic challenges. It speaks to a deeper disconnect between the leaders and the people, and the need for a more transparent, accountable, and responsive governance system. Rebuilding this trust will require more than just policy changes. It will require a genuine commitment to addressing the root causes of the crisis and working towards a more equitable and just society. The fuel crisis has far-reaching implications for various sectors of society. Education, agriculture, and healthcare are all affected by the rising fuel costs. Children walking to school face longer and more arduous journeys, while farmers struggle to transport their produce to markets. The healthcare system, already under strain, faces additional challenges as the cost of running generators and transporting medical supplies increases. Teachers and healthcare workers are among those who feel the impact of the fuel crisis in their professional lives. In classrooms, teachers grapple with the challenges of getting to work and providing a stable learning environment for their students. In clinics and hospitals, doctors and nurses work tirelessly to care for patients, despite the difficulties posed by fuel shortages and rising costs. The entrepreneurial spirit of Nigerians is also tested by the fuel crisis. Small business owners and artisans who rely on affordable fuel to power their operations face significant hurdles. The increased costs of production and transportation threaten their livelihoods and the sustainability of their businesses. Despite these challenges, many continue to innovate and find ways to adapt, demonstrating resilience and determination. Community leaders and organizations play a crucial role in addressing the fuel crisis and its impact on society. They work to provide support and resources to those in need and advocate for policies that promote social and economic justice. Community projects and initiatives aim to build resilience and foster a sense of solidarity among citizens as they navigate the challenges posed by the fuel crisis. The youth of Nigeria are particularly active in responding to the fuel crisis. Engaging in activism, debates, and community projects, they seek to raise awareness and drive change. Their voices are powerful and their actions are a testament to their commitment to a better future for their country. The energy and passion of the youth are vital in the ongoing efforts to address the fuel crisis and its underlying issues. At the heart of the fuel crisis are the everyday lives of Nigerian families. Around dinner tables and in community gatherings, conversations about the challenges and hopes for the future take place. Elders share their wisdom and experiences while younger generations express their aspirations and ideas for change. These dialogues are essential in fostering understanding and unity as the nation works towards overcoming the crisis. Despite the challenges posed by the fuel crisis, the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria remains a source of strength and resilience. Cultural celebrations and traditional dances bring communities together, providing a sense of continuity and hope. These cultural expressions are a reminder of the enduring spirit of the Nigerian people and their ability to persevere in the face of adversity. The natural beauty of Nigeria, from its landscapes to its wildlife, is a testament to the country's potential and promise. Protecting and preserving these natural resources is crucial for the well-being of future generations. The fuel crisis underscores the need for sustainable and responsible management of the nation's resources to ensure a prosperous and equitable future for all Nigerians. Environmental conservation efforts are an important aspect of addressing the broader challenges facing Nigeria. Citizens and communities are increasingly recognizing the importance of sustainable practices and are taking action to protect their environment. Planting trees, conserving water, and reducing waste are just a few of the ways in which Nigerians are contributing to a more sustainable future. Innovation and research are key to finding long-term solutions to the fuel crisis. Nigerian scientists and innovators are working on renewable energy projects and exploring alternative sources of energy. These efforts are crucial in reducing the country's dependence on fossil fuels and building a more sustainable and resilient energy infrastructure. Effective policy-making and public participation are essential in addressing the fuel crisis and its underlying issues. Government officials and citizens must work together to develop and implement policies that promote social and economic justice. Public forums and consultations provide opportunities for citizens to voice their concerns and contribute to the decision-making process. The democratic process is a vital component of addressing the fuel crisis and rebuilding trust between the government and the governed. Elections and political campaigns provide opportunities for citizens to hold their leaders accountable and advocate for change. Active participation in the democratic process is essential in ensuring that the voices of ordinary Nigerians are heard and that their needs are addressed. Amidst the challenges, there are also stories of hope and success. Community projects that provide support and resources to those in need, and initiatives that promote social and economic justice are making a positive impact. The resilience and determination of the Nigerian people are evident in their efforts to overcome the fuel crisis and build a better future for themselves and their communities. The spirit of community and togetherness is a powerful force in Nigeria. Festivals and celebrations bring people together, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. These moments of joy and connection are a reminder of the strength and resilience of the Nigerian people and their ability to overcome challenges and build a brighter future. As the sun sets on another day in Nigeria, the journey towards overcoming the fuel crisis continues. The road ahead is challenging, but the resilience, determination, and spirit of the Nigerian people provide hope for a better future. By working together, addressing the root causes of the crisis and building a more equitable and just society, Nigeria can overcome this crisis and emerge stronger and more united. Section 4, Beyond the Headlines, Faces of the Crisis. While statistics and economic analyses paint a bleak picture of Nigeria's fuel crisis, it's the human stories, the faces behind the figures, that truly capture the depth of the struggle. The numbers can tell us about the percentage increase in fuel prices, the drop in economic productivity and the inflation rates, but they cannot convey the daily hardships faced by ordinary Nigerians. These are the stories of men, women, and children who wake up each day to a reality shaped by scarcity and uncertainty. They are the stories of communities that have been pushed to the brink, where resilience is not just a trait, but a necessity for survival. In the snaking queues at fuel stations across the country, one encounters a cross-section of Nigerian society, all united by their desperation for a commodity that has become a luxury. These queues are not just lines of people, they are lines of stories, each person with a unique narrative of struggle and hope. From dawn till dusk, and sometimes through the night, these individuals wait, hoping that the fuel will not run out before their turn comes. The elderly, the young, the employed and the unemployed all stand together, their patience tested, their spirits worn thin. There's the weary taxi driver forced to spend hours, even days in line, his earnings dwindling with each passing moment. For him, every hour spent in the queue is an hour lost in potential income. His vehicle, once a source of livelihood, now sits idle, a symbol of his frustration. He thinks of his family, the mouths he has to feed, the school fees he has to pay, and the rent that is due. Each day in the queue is a day of lost opportunities, a day of mounting debts, and a day of growing despair. There's the single mother, struggling to afford the inflated transport fares to get her children to school and put food on the table. Her mornings are a rush of anxiety as she calculates the cost of getting her children to school and herself to work. The rising transport fares eat into her already meager budget, forcing her to make difficult choices. Does she buy enough food for the week, or does she save some money for the next day's transport? Her children, too young to understand the complexities of the crisis, look to her for stability and reassurance, adding to her burden. And there's the small business owner, watching helplessly as his livelihood crumbles under the weight of soaring operating costs. His shop, once bustling with customers, now sees fewer and fewer visitors. The cost of transporting goods has skyrocketed, and he is forced to raise prices, driving away even his most loyal customers. He worries about his employees, the people who depend on him for their wages. Each day, he contemplates closing his business, but he knows that doing so would mean not just his own ruin, but the ruin of those who rely on him. For these individuals, the fuel crisis is not an abstract economic indicator. It's a daily reality that dictates their ability to work, to learn, to provide for their families. The crisis permeates every aspect of their lives, from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. It affects their ability to commute, to run their businesses, to attend school, and to perform even the most basic daily tasks. The constant worry about fuel availability and affordability looms over them, influencing their decisions and shaping their futures. It's a constant source of stress, anxiety, and uncertainty, casting a shadow over their lives and jeopardizing their hopes for a better future. The psychological toll of the crisis is immense. Parents worry about their children's education and future prospects. Young people who should be full of hope and ambition find themselves disillusioned and frustrated. The elderly, who have seen the country through many challenges, are disheartened by the current state of affairs. The pervasive sense of uncertainty makes it difficult for anyone to plan for the future, to dream, or to hope. These are the human faces of Nigeria's fuel crisis, stories of resilience, determination, and quiet desperation. A stark reminder that behind the headlines and policy debates are real people grappling with the very real consequences of a crisis that threatens to engulf their lives. Despite the overwhelming challenges, there are stories of hope and resilience. Communities come together to support one another, sharing resources and offering emotional support. Individuals find innovative ways to cope, whether it's by carpooling, using alternative means of transportation, or finding new ways to generate income. These acts of resilience and determination are a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Nigerian people. They remind us that even in the darkest times there is light, and even in the face of adversity, there is hope. In the midst of the crisis, there are also stories of solidarity and community support. Neighbors help each other with rides, share fuel, and provide emotional support. These acts of kindness and solidarity are a beacon of hope in a challenging time. They show that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can shine brightly. People come together to form support networks, sharing resources and offering help to those in need. These community efforts are a crucial lifeline for many, providing not just material support, but also a sense of belonging and hope. The crisis has also spurred innovation and entrepreneurship. Many Nigerians are finding creative solutions to cope with the fuel shortage. From developing alternative energy sources to creating new business models that are less dependent on fuel, the crisis has become a catalyst for change and innovation. Young entrepreneurs are at the forefront of this movement, using technology and creativity to find new ways to meet the needs of their communities. These innovations not only provide immediate relief, but also hold the potential for long-term solutions that can help mitigate future crises. On the policy front, there are ongoing efforts to address the crisis. Government officials and policymakers are working to find solutions that can alleviate the immediate suffering and provide long-term stability. These efforts include exploring alternative energy sources, improving fuel distribution systems, and implementing policies that can help stabilize the economy. While progress is slow and challenges remain, these efforts are a crucial part of the broader strategy to address the crisis and prevent future occurrences. Despite the challenges, there is a sense of hope and optimism among many Nigerians. They believe that with resilience, innovation, and community support, they can overcome the crisis and build a better future. This hope is reflected in the smiles of children, the determination of young people, and the unwavering spirit of the older generation. It is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit is capable of great strength and resilience. Cultural events and celebrations continue to take place, providing a sense of normalcy and joy amidst the crisis. These events are a testament to the resilience of the Nigerian people and their ability to find joy and meaning even in difficult times. They bring communities together, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. These celebrations are not just a distraction from the crisis, they are a vital part of the social fabric, providing emotional and psychological support to those who are struggling. Faith and spirituality also play a significant role in helping people cope with the crisis. Many Nigerians turn to their religious communities for support, finding solace and strength in their faith. Religious gatherings provide a space for people to come together, share their struggles, and find comfort in their shared beliefs. These gatherings are a source of hope and inspiration, reminding people that they are not alone in their struggles and that there is a higher power watching over them. Advocacy and activism are also on the rise as people demand solutions and accountability from their leaders. Protests and demonstrations are a common sight, with people from all walks of life coming together to voice their concerns and demand change. These movements are a powerful reminder that the people have a voice and that they are willing to fight for their rights and their future. They are a testament to the strength of the Nigerian spirit and the determination of the people to create a better future for themselves and their children. As the country navigates through the crisis, there are signs of recovery and rebuilding. Communities are coming together to rebuild what has been lost, and there is a sense of optimism for the future. People are finding new ways to adapt and thrive, and there is a growing sense of hope that the worst is behind them. This recovery is not just about economic stability. It is about rebuilding the social fabric and creating a more resilient and united society. In the end, the faces of the crisis are also the faces of hope and resilience. They are a reminder that even in the darkest times there is light, and even in the face of adversity there is hope. The stories of these individuals and communities are a testament to the strength and resilience of the Nigerian people. They remind us that behind every statistic and headline there are real people with real stories, and that their strength and determination are the true measure of a nation's resilience. Section 5. The weight of empty tanks. In a country as vast and diverse as Nigeria, the weight of empty fuel tanks is a burden that reverberates through every corner of society. It is not just a matter of inconvenience at the filling stations. It is a crisis that touches the very fabric of daily life. The weight of empty fuel tanks is felt far beyond the confines of Nigeria's filling stations. The sight of long lines of cars waiting for fuel or stations completely shut down is a common one. But the true impact of this crisis is far-reaching and deeply ingrained in the nation's socio-economic structure. Its ripple effects course through the veins of the nation, impacting every facet of life. The agricultural sector, which is the backbone of the Nigerian economy, is particularly hard hit. Farmers in the countryside, who rely on fuel to power their machinery and transport their goods, find themselves at a standstill. The backbone of the Nigerian economy, agriculture, is reeling from the high cost of transportation. The cost of fuel has skyrocketed, making it increasingly difficult for farmers to get their produce to markets. This not only affects their livelihoods, but also the availability and price of food in urban areas. The high cost of transportation has a domino effect. Farmers struggle to afford the fuel needed to transport their goods, leading to delays and spoilage. This in turn affects the supply chain, causing prices to rise in markets and making it harder for consumers to afford basic necessities, making it increasingly difficult for farmers to get their produce to markets. Hospitals already grappling with limited resources face the daunting challenge of powering their generators. In a country where power outages are frequent, hospitals depend on fuel to keep life-saving equipment running. Already grappling with limited resources, hospitals are now facing an even greater challenge. The cost of fuel for generators has soared, making it difficult to maintain essential services. This puts patients' lives at risk, especially those who require constant medical attention and equipment. Face the daunting challenge of powering their generators, essential for life-saving equipment and procedures. Without reliable power, hospitals cannot function effectively. Surgeries are delayed, emergency services are compromised, and the overall quality of healthcare deteriorates. The education system, already strained, is further burdened as students struggle to afford the exorbitant transport fares to attend school. Many students come from low-income families who cannot bear the additional cost of transportation, leading to increased absenteeism and dropouts. It's further burdened as students struggle to afford the exorbitant transport fares to attend school, jeopardizing their access to education and their future prospects. The long-term impact of this is profound, as education is a key driver of economic growth and social development, jeopardizing their access to education and their future prospects. Students who cannot afford to travel to school miss out on critical learning opportunities. This not only affects their academic performance, but also their future career prospects, perpetuating the cycle of poverty. The fuel crisis has exposed the fragility of Nigeria's infrastructure. Roads, power lines, and water supply systems are all affected by the lack of fuel. Maintenance and development projects are delayed, further exacerbating the country's infrastructural challenges and the interconnectedness of its economy. The fuel crisis has highlighted how deeply interconnected the various sectors of the economy are. When one sector suffers, the effects ripple through the entire system, affecting everything from manufacturing to retail. It has laid bare the systemic issues that have long plagued the nation, from corruption and mismanagement to a lack of investment in critical sectors. The fuel crisis is not just a symptom, but a manifestation of deeper systemic problems that need to be addressed, to a lack of investment in critical sectors. The neglect of key sectors such as energy, transportation, and healthcare has left the country vulnerable. Without significant investment and reform, these issues will continue to hinder Nigeria's development. The empty fuel tanks serve as a stark reminder of the urgent need for comprehensive reforms. The country cannot afford to continue on its current path. There is a pressing need for policies that address the root causes of the fuel crisis and promote sustainable development, for a fundamental shift in how Nigeria manages its resources. The country is rich in natural resources, yet mismanagement and corruption have prevented it from fully capitalizing on these assets. A new approach is needed, one that prioritizes transparency, efficiency, and the well-being of the population, and for a renewed commitment to addressing the needs of its people. The fuel crisis has shown that the current system is unsustainable. It is time for Nigeria to come together, to demand better governance, and to work towards a future where the weight of empty tanks no longer burdens the nation. Section 6. A glimmer of hope in the struggle. In the heart of Nigeria, amidst the bustling streets and towering buildings of Abuja, lies a story of resilience and hope. This is a story that transcends the immediate challenges and paints a picture of a nation on the brink of transformation. Despite the pervasive sense of hardship and despair, a glimmer of hope flickers amidst the struggle. The daily lives of Nigerians, filled with both routine and unpredictability, reflect a society that is grappling with profound issues, yet remains unbroken. The streets are alive with the hum of activity, from market vendors calling out their wares to children playing in the alleys, their laughter a testament to the enduring spirit of the people. The fuel crisis has ignited a national conversation, forcing Nigerians to confront the deep-seated issues that have plagued their nation for far too long. In town halls and community centers, people from all walks of life gather to discuss, debate, and deliberate. These meetings are not just about airing grievances, but about finding solutions, about coming together to forge a new path forward. The diversity of voices, from young activists to seasoned elders, highlights the collective will to address the systemic problems that have hindered progress. It has spurred calls for accountability, transparency, and a departure from the business-as-usual approach that has characterized governance for decades. The placards held high in peaceful protests are not just signs, they are symbols of a populace that demands change. The slogans and chants echo through the streets, a chorus of voices united in their quest for a better Nigeria. These protests are a powerful reminder that the people are not passive recipients of governance, but active participants in shaping their future. Across the country, citizens are demanding better from their leaders, holding them responsible for the mismanagement and corruption that have brought Nigeria to this precipice. In cities like Lagos, the energy is palpable as crowds gather to rally for good governance. The air is thick with determination, and the message is clear. The status quo is no longer acceptable. The people are calling for leaders who are accountable, transparent, and committed to the welfare of all Nigerians. Civil society organizations, activists, and ordinary Nigerians are raising their voices, demanding a more equitable and sustainable future. These groups are at the forefront of the movement for change, organizing events and mobilizing communities. Their efforts are not just about addressing immediate concerns, but about laying the groundwork for long-term solutions. They are advocating for policies that promote social justice, economic equity, and environmental sustainability. The fuel crisis, while undeniably a time of immense hardship, also presents an opportunity for Nigeria to embark on a path of genuine reform. The long queues at petrol stations, the frustration of families struggling to make ends meet, and the economic disruptions are stark reminders of the urgent need for change. Yet within this crisis lies the potential for transformation. It is a chance to rethink and restructure the nation's approach to energy and resources. It's a chance to address the systemic issues within the oil sector, to diversify the economy, and to invest in renewable energy sources. The sight of solar panels and wind turbines represents a vision of a sustainable future. By investing in renewable energy, Nigeria can reduce its dependence on oil, create jobs, and protect the environment. This shift towards sustainability is not just an economic necessity, but a moral imperative, ensuring that future generations inherit a planet that is healthy and thriving. It's a chance to rebuild trust between the government and the governed, to create a more equitable society where the needs of all Nigerians are met, and to unlock the nation's vast potential. The meetings between government officials and citizens are steps towards bridging the gap that has long existed. These interactions are crucial for fostering a sense of mutual respect and understanding. By working together, the government and the people can co-create policies that reflect the aspirations and needs of the entire nation. The road ahead will be challenging, but the spirit of resilience and the determination for a better future offer a glimmer of hope in these trying times. The sight of children playing, their carefree joy juxtaposed with the weight of the nation's struggles, is a poignant reminder of what is at stake. The Nigerian flag, waving proudly in the wind, symbolizes the unity and strength of a nation that, despite its challenges, remains hopeful and resolute. The journey towards a brighter future is fraught with obstacles, but with collective effort and unwavering resolve, Nigeria can overcome and thrive. The entrepreneurial spirit in Nigeria is another beacon of hope. Across the country, innovative minds are working tirelessly to create solutions that address local and global challenges. From tech startups developing cutting-edge applications to small businesses providing essential services, Nigerian entrepreneurs are driving economic growth and social change. Their creativity and resilience are vital components of the nation's progress. Education is also a critical area where hope is being nurtured. Initiatives aimed at improving access to quality education are empowering the next generation of Nigerians. In classrooms across the country, students are gaining the knowledge and skills they need to build a better future. These educational efforts are not just about academic achievement, but about fostering critical thinking, innovation, and a sense of civic responsibility. Healthcare is another sector where positive changes are taking root. Community health programs and dedicated healthcare workers are making strides in improving public health. These efforts are crucial for building a healthy and productive society. By addressing healthcare disparities and ensuring that all Nigerians have access to quality medical care, the nation is laying the foundation for a more equitable and prosperous future. The rich cultural heritage of Nigeria is also a source of strength and inspiration. Artists, musicians, and performers are using their talents to celebrate the nation's diversity and to promote unity. Cultural festivals and events bring people together, fostering a sense of community and shared identity. These cultural expressions are a reminder of the beauty and resilience of the Nigerian spirit. Agriculture remains a vital part of Nigeria's economy and a key area for development. Initiatives aimed at supporting farmers and improving agricultural practices are helping to ensure food security and economic stability. By investing in sustainable agriculture, Nigeria can reduce its reliance on imports and build a more self-sufficient and resilient economy. Women empowerment is another crucial aspect of Nigeria's journey towards a brighter future. Programs that support women in leadership roles and promote gender equality are making significant strides. Empowering women not only benefits individuals but also strengthens communities and the nation as a whole. By ensuring that women have equal opportunities to contribute to society, Nigeria is unlocking the full potential of its population. The youth of Nigeria are also playing a pivotal role in driving change. Youth empowerment initiatives are providing young people with the tools and opportunities they need to make a positive impact. From community service projects to leadership training programs, these efforts are nurturing the next generation of leaders. The energy and passion of Nigerian youth are essential for building a dynamic and forward-looking society. The Nigerian diaspora is another important asset in the nation's development. Nigerians living abroad are making significant contributions to their home country through remittances, investments, and knowledge transfer. The global Nigerian community is a testament to the nation's talent and potential. By leveraging the skills and resources of the diaspora, Nigeria can accelerate its progress and achieve its development goals. Environmental conservation is also gaining momentum in Nigeria. Efforts to protect natural resources and promote sustainable practices are crucial for ensuring the long-term health of the environment. From reforestation projects to initiatives aimed at reducing pollution, these efforts are helping to preserve Nigeria's rich biodiversity and natural beauty. By prioritizing environmental sustainability, Nigeria is taking important steps towards a greener and more sustainable future. The resilience of Nigerian communities in the face of adversity is truly remarkable. Whether dealing with natural disasters or economic challenges, Nigerians have shown an incredible ability to adapt and overcome. Community rebuilding efforts are a testament to the strength and solidarity of the people. These efforts are not just about physical reconstruction, but about restoring hope and rebuilding lives. Traditional ceremonies and celebrations of heritage are also important aspects of Nigerian life. These events are a way of honoring the past and preserving cultural identity. They provide a sense of continuity and connection to history, while also fostering a sense of pride and belonging. By celebrating their rich traditions, Nigerians are keeping their cultural heritage alive and vibrant. Technological advancements are another area where Nigeria is making significant strides. Innovations in science and technology are driving progress and opening up new opportunities. From advancements in healthcare technology to breakthroughs in renewable energy, Nigerian scientists and engineers are at the forefront of innovation. These technological advancements are not only improving quality of life, but also positioning Nigeria as a leader in the global tech landscape. Sports are also a source of national pride and unity. Nigerian athletes and sports teams have achieved remarkable success on the international stage, bringing home medals and accolades. These achievements are a testament to the talent and dedication of Nigerian sportspeople. Sports also play a crucial role in promoting health, teamwork, and national unity. By supporting and celebrating their athletes, Nigerians are fostering a sense of pride and community. Infrastructure development is another key area of focus. Projects aimed at improving roads, transportation, and public services are essential for economic growth and quality of life. By investing in infrastructure, Nigeria is building the foundation for a more connected and efficient society. These projects are not just about physical construction, but about creating opportunities and improving the lives of all Nigerians. Leadership and vision are crucial for guiding Nigeria towards a brighter future. Community leaders, policymakers, and visionaries are working together to create a roadmap for progress. Their efforts are focused on addressing immediate challenges while also planning for long-term development. By fostering a culture of leadership and innovation, Nigeria is positioning itself for a prosperous and sustainable future. At the heart of all these efforts is the spirit of unity and togetherness. Nigerian families and communities are the backbone of the nation. Their resilience, strength, and determination are the driving forces behind Nigeria's progress. By coming together and supporting one another, Nigerians are building a future that is bright, inclusive, and full of hope. The Nigerian flag, waving proudly in the wind, symbolizes the unity and strength of a nation that, despite its challenges, remains hopeful and resolute. The journey towards a brighter future is fraught with obstacles, but with collective effort and unwavering resolve, Nigeria can overcome and thrive. The road ahead will be challenging, but the spirit of resilience and the determination for a better future offer a glimmer of hope in these trying times.